Hi there, everybody. We're here to pull cards today for January the 8th. I am going to be pulling one card for each sign. So if you know your sun sign, you can get a little bit of information that way. If you know your sun, your moon, and your rising, you can get a little bit more. And if you know your planetary placements, then this can actually give you quite a bit of tea for what's going on during the day. Everybody remember, we do have the monthly drawings for the contest. So if you would like to participate in that, go ahead and put a comment down below this video. And let's just get started. Thank you guys for all the thumbs ups and for all the shares on this channel. I do appreciate it. And thank you for booking private readings and private Reiki sessions with me as well. Aries, here we go. Justice card showing up in reverse. It looks to me like you are having to make a decision about somebody in your sphere of influence, and you're having to figure out because they did something that ended poorly, and you're having to figure out, did they mean for it to end poorly, or did they have good intentions that just went off track and they didn't know how to fix that? Okay, so that's what you're trying to look at, and I think you're a little bit confused about how that actually went down. So really just trying to put information together and having a hard time making that determination about how things happened. And really making that determination is going to decide how you treat that person moving forward. So for today, there's still a little bit of confusion, a lot of confusion, I should say, about that situation. Okay, so that's Aries. Next up, let's look at Taurus. So Taurus, you guys have the Four of Wands showing up in reverse. Now for me, Four of Wands in reverse is somebody leaving the nest. So this could be somebody going away from home, could be you, could be somebody in your sphere of influence. This also applies at work. If you've got a usual team of people that you work with, somebody could be leaving work. They could be going on vacation, a business trip, so they won't be around in your vicinity. They could be moving to a different company. They could be retiring, but somebody leaving the nest. And then the last way that this can come up, Taurus, could be some type of separation, or maybe even taking a break in a relationship. But for me, I will tell you, Four of Wands in reverse, this could even manifest as a breakup. But whenever this type of energy shows up on this card, this means that it's just temporary. So you may not realize that right whenever this happens. There may be a breakup that's happening today, whether it's with a romantic interest or a friend, but because it's shown up on the Four of Wands in reverse, this person is only going to be gone temporarily, or you're only going to be gone temporarily. However that pans out in your world, you guys will end up coming back together again. Okay, so let's see. Doesn't have to be a breakup. Can be just somebody leaving the nest in a more traditional fashion. Now, who's next? Geminis. Geminis, you guys have the Eight of Cups showing up, and this is just telling me that you're walking away from a situation that left you feeling depleted and exhausted, and you're walking away because you really had nothing more to give to it anymore, and you're looking for something that, with that sun coming up, will help you to regenerate yourself as well. Okay, you don't mind putting in the energy and effort, but you have to have something coming back to help regenerate you. And so you're walking towards something like that. All right, next up, Cancer. Cancers, you guys have the Queen of Swords showing up in reverse. Queen of Swords in reverse for me is a very direct message. It just says that there is somebody in your sphere of influence that you are no longer communicating with at all, if you can help it. Now, if it's somebody that you're co-parenting with, or you work with, or whatever, and you literally have to communicate with them, you're going to be cutting that communication down to bare bones minimum. But for most of you, this is cutting somebody completely out so that they have no way left to communicate with you. Okay, so that's for Cancer. Next up, let's look at Leo. Leos, you guys have the Knight of Swords showing up in reverse. What's going on here, Leos? Leos, I'm feeling like there's something going on that is making you feel really suspicious. And I feel like this really has you in your head, has you in your thoughts, has you in your feels, the suspicion. And I think also the way this shows up, I think this is an irrational type of suspicion. So you want to be careful that you're not just being triggered into feeling suspicious about something whenever this comes up today. You want to look at that in as rational a way as you can. Okay, that's for Leos. Next up we have Virgo. Virgos, we see the Nine of Swords showing up for you. This is telling me there's something going on today that has you really stressed out. And a lot of times we don't get stressed out like this unless there's something going on that we really don't have control over. And so this is a situation that if you can sit back and ask yourself, have I done everything I can in this situation to have the best outcome possible? And if you have, then it's time to sit back and let the cookie crumble however it needs to crumble. And if you haven't, then you want to do that. But I am betting everybody watching this video has already done everything they can. So it's time to find some sort of way to make peace with this situation, however it needs to happen, because all things are always working together for our good. So don't stress. Even if it looks bad, there's ultimately you'll be able to look back and see how that worked out in your favor in the end. Okay, so let's see who's next here. That's Virgo, so next we need Libra. Libras, you guys have the Judgment card in reverse. This is just telling me that you have the opportunity to participate in or participate with something or somebody from the past that you had sort of put on the back burner. And I think that what you are doing is you're looking around at your life and you're thinking to yourself, you know what? I've got things pretty good right now. I don't think it's time for me to go back to this thing. At least not for now is what I'm hearing. So sort of keeping that on the back burner, even though you have the opportunity to move forward with it, I think you are still keeping it on the back burner, Libra. Next up, let's look at Scorpio. Scorpio, Scorpio, Four of Swords showing up in reverse. What is happening here? We're doing something in a different geographic location. So we may be taking a downtime to rest or relax or take a break. We could actually even be moving home. Something that's really jumping out to me is this nest here. So, and the other thing that can be happening is that we could be literally moving things around in our home, or we could be changing relationship status. That could be as well. Okay? So that's for Scorpio, 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 Sagittarius. You guys have the Page of Wands. You're getting in some kind of message today that basically gives you the go-ahead to move forward with some type of idea or project that you feel really enthusiastic about and inspired about, and you can't wait to move forward with it. This is awesome news here. Next up, we're looking at Capricorn. Ace of Wands showing up in reverse. This is telling me, Capricorns, that you're having some kind of idea that is not making you feel inspired and makes you feel less than enthusiastic. This is an idea about something that needs to be accomplished that can be tedious or boring, something that we don't necessarily enjoy so much. Okay, next up we're looking at Aquarius. Aquarius, you guys show the World in reverse. This is telling me, Aquarius, that you have something that you thought was ideal that you were working towards, and now you're starting to realize that it's close to ideal, but it doesn't exactly merit the cigar just yet. So you may be making some adjustments or some tweaks here. So that was Aquarius. Next up is Pisces. Excuse me while I take a sip to rescue my throat here, guys. Pisces with this Ace of Swords in reverse. Almost said aid. Eight of Swords, not the number, aid, like help. Ace of Swords in reverse, this just means that you are passing along good information to somebody in your sphere of influence. This can be passing along good information to the new person at work, teaching your little one how to tie their shoe, teaching in a teleconference with over 5,000 people. But basically, bottom line here is passing along good advice to someone in your sphere of influence today, Pisces. Good for you. For some of you, this is actually going to be a paid gig, although I don't think that's the majority. I think that's 10 to 20% of you that this is a paid gig. All right. So thank you guys very much for being here with me today. I do appreciate it. Everyone, remember, put a comment below if you want to participate in the contest. I appreciate all of you guys' support, from the likes and the shares and the comments to booking private readings, private Reiki sessions, Reiki candles. You guys just make my life good with all of your support. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Everyone have a fantastic day. Peace out.